Who isn't hungry for pie? Pie's just like, well, I can have a bite or
3
two.
pieces later.
Exactly. I'm going to shit myself. Let me go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Save some pie for me. But okay. So here we go in 5, 4.
2, 1.
The look of fear on his face, like, oh my god, I fucked it all up.
Shit. Was that out loud?
That was
out loud.
voice.
You're listening to That's Life, the podcast designed with your laughter in mind. So please sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
That's life.
And we're back. Yes, sir. It's episode number 78.
That's how you start a show.
No, that's how you start a show. Yes. Brilliant. With accidental counting in other languages that wasn't even meant to be out loud.
Look, we're multilingual. Like,
isn't it weird?
Cool.
He's bilingual, but only in his head. I don't think I've ever heard him speak Spanish.
I always think in Spanish.
His whole inner monologue is in Spanish. It just doesn't translate.
He's like, look, I got to do some internal monologue here. I'm going to drive by and get some illegally undocumented people.
momento, por favor, internal dialogue.
Can you live in my head and just do the internal dialogue? Don't worry, I'll keep my mouth closed when you talk. Oh, no, he does. Oops, oh, no, that's Italiano. Oh, no. So, yeah, we're here with episode 78. Some super stuff.
Wait.
Ow! Yes, sir. As you hear, we've got Pete back. He's with us.
Yeah.
In the studio, we've got...
it's true, not even phoning it in.
Yep, we got the Amazing Rando here with
Pitchfork in hand.
Pitchfork in
movie
hand.
prop from a video secret project, which we're working on. Which is secret. Oh,
He's got a thing from a secret project.
Has nothing to do with that.
My secret voice was out.
Come
my
on.
outside voice.
I'm just honoring Poseidon
Halloween.
in honor of this.
I don't know. With a red
autumnal
pitchfork?
equinox.
I'm pretty sure he had a trident. It wasn't a pitchfork.
Oh.
I'm fairly
pitchforks are just like mini tridents.
Yeah, right.
They're like budget
Exactly.
tridents.
Well, as technology gets more advanced, things get smaller.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the new trident.
It's faster than a regular trident. Just
Apple's
it's also
ident.
small.
There you go. It's great. It also handles paragraphs. Boink, look. No, that's no, never mind. Anyway, so
That's
yeah.
an indent.
Yes. So here we are with episode 78. We have Pete. We've got the Amazing Rando, and we've got some stuff for you today. We've got.
Do we ever?
We've got our What's New.
Tell them what they've won.
Oh, yes. We've got our mixed media review. We've got some more of the First World Problems, our relatively new segment. And
I'm
then
looking forward to.
we have our Weird News. Yes, sirree. So let's jump in with both feet and Pitchfork twirling to our What's New.
Back for the
let's start with Pete.
All right.
Pete, we needed an update on your situation of transportation.
Well, things are going well. And I decided.
Sounds reassuring.
Well, I decided at this point, I was just like, while you have it, you might as well do the breaks too.
All right.
So,
okay.
that's happening.
Until then, he loaned me a stagecoach.
Right.
That's the wildest thing ever.
So I'm just getting everything done while it's in there because fuck it. Basically, at this point,
Why not?
I was like, been a while, so might as well.
Benji's like, all right, look, we even did the paint. I'm just going to drop this thing off at your house. Is that all right with you?
Hey, whatever works.
Oh, well, that's cool. I mean, it'll be a totally, fully functional,
So that's
reliable
right.
vehicle.
I just figured while they have it, I might as well just get it fully up to snuff and whatever.
You've been getting overtime,
right,
which is good
So
for
that can
all sorts of things.
actually have money left after paying for everything.
Yay.
I hear that's a good thing.
Which is exciting. You got to see some movies that we'll talk about in our mixed media review.
Get to that. Otherwise, I don't know if anything. Oh, no, I was, before I got here, I went out to, the past couple weeks, a friend of mine has been bugging me to come out to join his pool league, billiards, for those of you who are slightly more refined.
When you said there was a game going on, I'm like, oh, he's doing that robot in the year 30,000.
War Machine.
War Machine.
No, that was yesterday.
So I'm like, then you're like, I'm like, wait, didn't he say he was at a bar? Like, why is he playing it in a bar?
Now that would be fun.
That sounds like a lightning rod for trouble, though. Like drunks would be like, what's that you're doing over there?
Yeah, that would probably not. It would have to be a very specific bar. But no, it's, dude's been bugging me, like, because apparently a couple of people left his team, so they were like, oh, why don't you play? I'm like, that sounds like fun. So, and then the first week they wanted to do this was my birthday week, and I was like, no, I could no. And
You
then
had that party with mashed potatoes.
right, there was all the mashed potatoes that needed dicks in them, so that was out. And then it was
special
like,
pull-up.
then the next couple weeks, just other shit was going on. And I'm like, you got really poor timing as to asking me to do this. And then, so this week finally, they were like, "Oh, you coming out tonight?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I'll come out, and it'll be fun." So I also warned them well ahead of time. I was like, "You must be desperate if you need me. I'm fucking terrible at this shit."
You go out there and just start rolling 20-side die to see who gets initiative to play first. Like, no, put those away.
Next time I might, but they probably
20-side die in a corner pocket.
Yeah. What's up, bitches?
It's a natural 20.
That's a
I
crit.
win.
But I ended up shutting out my opponent, so
Winning.
that was pretty good. I was like, all right.
Technically,
I'll
it's a
take
tabletop
that.
game, so
Yeah, so it counts.
edges to Pete. That's right.
Yeah, fucking dude's like, just pretend it's a computer. I'm like, this is way too analog.
Maybe with Carl, they could convince him that a tabletop covered with felt over slate is a computer. But from all the people that you couldn't pull the wool over your eyes over, I would say it would be you. Just saying. You and Bill Gates, that'd be it.
Pretend it's a computer. I can't whack off the internet porn.
Yeah, where do you get the porn on this? Can I play World of Warcraft in between shots?
This is way too analog. No, I'm sorry.
Analog. That's real for non-gamers. That's just real. That's what that means for non-gamers.
Yeah,
They're like,
but it turned out to be fun. So that was thing. And there was old drunk people there, which is also kind of hilarious.
oh yeah, old drunk people are like, I don't give a shit. I can say whatever's in my head now.
Yep.
Have to worry about getting laid or anything. Fuck everybody.
Pretty brilliant. So that was good. I just felt good about winning the shit out of the first couple games, even though the first game I won legit. The second game, the chick I was playing against just randomly decided to sink the 8-ball, and I was like, "Well, point to me then."
I thought you were like I kept cracking her across the knuckles with the stick. Oops. Oh God.
No, she just fucked up. And then the last game was going along fine, and then I made a shot, which was pretty good, but it put the 8-ball right at the edge of a pocket, and I was like, "Not my turn. Good luck." And her dumbass went after a ball that was down that way, and it just bloop, all fell right in. It was like, "Yep, set you up for failure. Thanks for
Well, that's still
thanks for
winning.
that." Yep. Hey, a win's a win.
Using
so.
strategy, kind of.
Mostly blind dumb luck, but hey, I'll take
Look,
it.
just call it strategy.
Yeah, and everybody's like, they have rules for these games in a league, and I'm like, oh, that's cute. There's rules. They're like, oh, we'll explain them to you as you go. I said, oh, good. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I should be all right. I'll break all of your rules, but get a pass each time because I don't know what the fuck they are.
Well, fortunately, I was like, the only real difference was, you're playing a just random barroom pool. If somebody scratches, you put the ball behind the line.
thing.
Somewhere.
Yeah.
And in a league, you get to put it wherever the fuck you want. Basically.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought, I knocked that in with my elbow. Well, whoops, that's against the rules. Sorry.
Nah, nothing so blatant as that. So I was like, all right, that's not too big of a difference.
Well, that sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it was fun, and then everybody's like, all trying to give me advice and shit. And this one of the oldest, drunkest dude on our team was at one point. I was I had a ball in hand scratch that I was gonna set up, and had a kind of a shit situation one night, and he's like, "Rah, timeout!" I'm like, here we go.
Can you do that in pool?
Yeah, they have timeouts.
Referee
It was
comes
just
out,
weird.
throws a yellow flag on the ball.
Which
on
would
the
be
table.
even better. And he comes over, he's like, oh, well, give me that. Well, I'm gonna be on. And he's like, he's taking fucking forever to try and line up, put the thing into place and give me advice and all this shit. And I'm just looking over at the coach, and they're just looking at me doing the shake of their heads.
Just let him
go.
go.
Let it happen. I'm like, all right.
Just let it.
So
Wait, where was he putting the ball, Pete? Just hold it right there. Just right there. Hold it. No. Don't take it all the way in it.
don't you clench.
Oh no.
No, so he puts the fucking ball on the table. He's like, oh yeah, you want to hit it like this? And I'm like, so he took 15 minutes to do exactly what I was going to do on my own.
That's when you just say, thanks, old
Good
dude.
job, old guy. And I was like, had I been drinking more, I would have just picked the thing up and went to the other end of the table with it just to be a dick.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's cute. Thanks. Bye. But I hadn't been, and, didn't feel like being that much of an asshole my first time meeting most of these people.
Yeah.
Next time.
You don't want to pull out all your tricks at once.
No, not once. You got to leave something for the imagination.
Well, you gotta always keep them wanting more of
So-
your asshole.
Either way, it was a win, so it was fine.
Well, that sounds like fun. And now for my favorite part of the What's News.
Okay.
Randy,
Yeah.
what's your What's New?
This week, actually, I've been surrounded by Murphy's Law all week. It's just
Okay.
It's just been one of those weeks.
Do you mean the
If
the-
it could
the
go wrong,
sitcom?
it does.
Not the band. No,
Oh,
no,
not the
just,
band.
Whatever
sitcom?
whatever could go wrong does. It's so I bought this new 8-channel recording.
Yeah,
audio
you were talking
interface,
about
so
getting
I'm
that.
all excited about that.
Ooh, neat.
Lo and behold, it needs fire wire. My laptop doesn't
It needs
have
fire to work.
wire.
It's coal
Damn
burner.
you, IEEE.
Well, it's all technical. It's all technical. So, all right, I have to order adapters for my computer and such. So, I'm excited about
FireWire
that.
or USB is not too
Waiting
terribly
all
bad.
week, waiting for it to arrive, and
It's the wrong stuff.
put in completely the wrong credit card information. Supposed to be getting it today.
dude.
Find out, was never shipped or anything like that.
Dude.
So that just kind
don't
of,
have,
I found
like-
out about that today, and it just kind of
They don't have
Very
like
gay.
Set me off all day.
They don't have like FireWire or USB at the store.
I looked all around. No, you have to get this special express card thing that goes into the side of it for adapting to.
That's
FireWire
what we
ports.
call in the professional world gayer than shit.
Well, it was kind of. It's all right.
It's a technical
because
term.
All the USBs died on my computer anyway, and it
Oh.
also
Jesus.
comes with like 2 extra USB ports.
Oh,
So-
well, it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Provided you actually put in the correct credit card.
Right.
I hear that helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully next time that will go better.
Oh, all right. Well, that's not so bad.
Just
And you got a
Stuff
pitchfork.
like that. And I got a pitchfork.
And really, the only thing it runs is FireWire. I mean,
That's it.
good. It's good. FireWire's good.
I don't know.
And,
it's an older thing, but it's like I
It
always
doesn't
wanted
plug-
an
it's-
8-channel, and
It's a pitchfork.
for
It's $3
$100 I couldn't.
Yeah,
pass
can't
it.
argue with that.
Right.
That's not bad.
No.
Well, so, it's a delayed sort of gratification, but eventual gratification nonetheless.
Eventually, it will come.
Like my ex-wife.
If they ship it,
oh, well,
will
no,
come.
not like my ex-wife.
I don't know. From what you've said,
Well, it probably came a lot after I shipped her out. Or she shipped herself out. Or she shipped me out. Depends on how you look at it.
yeah, perspective. It's a thing.
No credit card was required. Well, that's not so bad there, Randy. And you did get a pitchfork, which is
And I
cool.
did get a pitchfork. Makes up for it.
Best purchase.
Oh,
of the
totally.
week.
Yeah.
Hail.
Credit
Hail
card worked for
Poseidon.
that.
Help aside.
I think we have an episode title. And so, yeah.
In honor of the occult holiday.
Oh, yeah. It's an occult holiday because Christianity is like, you're a cult now. Right. And Druids are like, I beg your
Takes
pardon.
one to know one.
We're around for like thousands of years. How are we the cult? And they're like, new rules. Wait a minute. Where are you getting these rules?
We just made them up.
The Vatican.
We have a cross.
Hang on a minute. I think I
I don't know. The Vatican's pretty well. I don't know. Vatican kind of dickbags, but the Pope anyway has been pretty cool lately.
He's like the Italian Pope. 'cause
He's like
just
the coolest Pope.
Atheists. No, it's cool. It's totally cool. It's fine. You're like, wait a minute. It's almost like it was like atheist with as long as you're cute, it's fine. It's like, wait a minute, Pope. What are you trying to do here?
Yeah, he's either lulling everyone into a false sense of security or just actually a cool dude. He's
Yeah,
like,
and-
he's like, no, it's okay to be gay.
Yeah,
Fuck
the
the
gay
Russian
thing is
people.
fine. In fact, well, for the gay thing, it was more like, let's just not talk so much about it. And the priest buggering little boys I'm going to have to give it 2 Pope thumbs down. Totally not good. I'm going to come out on the record and say that's bad. I don't feel I need a Council of Trent to figure this out.
And he shut down some cardinal guy whose name is German.
Oh, yeah, the multi-million-dollar cardinal dude.
who spent $50-ish million on his house.
Just shut them down.
And he was like, yeah, we're supposed to have nothing. And you just spent, there was like an itemization of shit that he bought. It was like $30,000
ridiculous.
for a bathtub or some shit
They have
like
a
that.
picture of him getting into like a new fucking
jet and
BMW and
things,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah. And the Pope's just like, you know what? I have a kill switch for all cardinals. Let me just
I have to shut it down. Sorry.
repeat after me. Piety. Okay? Repeat after me. Piety. That's your word. That's the word of the day. Piety. Okay? So sell all your shit. Give it to some poor people. Just an idea. And
put
let me
that
know
out there,
Let me
you
know how that works out. Yeah, he's just like the cool Pope guy. And he's just like,
So he probably won't last
and he's
long.
putting it on the table, priests being able to marry women. So,
Yeah.
might help cut down on the fucking young children thing. Just saying. Might attract the right kind of people into the clergy.
Right.
Non-sexless freaks, child molesters. We're trying to cut down on them, and get a little bit more of the dudes who fuck adult consenting women, maybe. Just saying.
A lot more grounded in reality, those types.
Yeah, so
thought about this one before.
good for him, man.
That Pope is cool.
Yeah.
You know, hey, it only took him 2,000 years. You know?
No, but he did it in like 2 minutes. This guy's awesome. He's just like, I'm going to go ahead and just.
There's going to be some changes. It's a me, a Popio.
Oh, shit. And then later he's like, I want you to meet my brother, Luigi. Oh, come on in here. Then later he has to fight the evil, like, Muslim Koopa King. And it's just like, do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh,
Muslim Koopa.
man. That'd be cool as shit. Gets his mustache and shit. He's got, like, these Pope overalls.
You know, it would work because Mario's a communist. So, you know.
Oh, wait, who? The Pope is a communist?
No, Mario. Italians are communists, at least.
Oh, okay.
Like circa World War II.
Yeah. Speaking of, that's a hell of a segue into my what's new.
Started up communism recently, have you?
Yes, it's
Or are you going back to World War II?
It's a little bit of a
No, I haven't done the communism. I'm killing Jews.
Yes.
It's all right.
It's a little bit of a shout out. I posted it on the Facebook page. Check it out. I thought it was just for World War I through World War II. They did
I did
history
see that,
through
yeah.
the Facebook timeline. They actually go from the beginning of the universe all the way up to modern times.
Right, which is just fucking brilliant.
Oh my fucking God, dude. It was awesome. It's just people who know their history going through it, and they don't do it like, it's not like all one political sided or anything like that. It's just like basic history.
Right.
Beautiful. I love these fucking guys, dude. So check it out. There's a link to it on the site. Check out some of their other stuff. It's a free little plug for those guys over at College Humor. They're they're funny.
I read the one for the beginning of the universe, which is pretty good.
Yeah, the quark and the leptron or whatever. Fucking.
Yeah, it's like universe and the nuclear reaction kind of big bang thing are friends now. Added life event.
Yeah, as
Shit,
the
it's
added
funny.
life on Earth as a thing and everything like that. And it's just it's some
Was it Earth
funny
and
shit.
Sky are now in a relationship?
Yeah. And then added water or some shit like that.
It's complicated.
It's
yeah.
complicated. Relationship, it's complicated. It's
pretty good.
It's some funny shit. It's witty. Check it out. I had a good hour and a half laugh. I started reading the World War I, World War II thing, and I realized there's more of this.
Yeah.
And so I just went through like the whole thing, and it's worth the time.
Fucking burger thing you linked me was fucking hilarious.
Oh, the damn, the
Yeah,
auto-tune, the news
Songify
guys. Oh my fucking God, dude. Yeah.
that was pretty good.
There's this Randy's like, what?
Yeah,
All right, there's this dude who he just like I don't know what the name of the actual fast food place it is.
He got this guy. I guess he was doing a vlog or something.
Yeah.
and he got a
Dash
burger.
cam.
And
He has a
fries.
dash cam in his car, and he's just eating it, and he's just talking about it.
Yeah, he's basically rating it as he's eating it.
Yeah, and
He's
but he's
really super happy and
he's
excited.
pumped, and he gets into this one thing. He's like, damn. And so what they did is they took everything he did and they auto-tuned it, and they made an R&B song about it.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God.
And these guys like it's Shomo Yomo is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
name of the channel, and they do that to all kinds of different new stuff, and it's very musical and hilarious. So
Again.
I linked one to you earlier today. They songified the interview with that crazy looking black dude that rescued the white chicks from that
Oh
house.
yeah.
That shit was one of the funniest ones.
Oh yeah, I love that one, dude.
Dead giveaway. That's hilarious.
Dead giveaway. When a little white girl runs into a black man's arms, dead giveaway, dead giveaway. It's funny because he's really saying this shit. It's a real
We
like,
ate ribs with this dude.
and didn't have a clue. And it's actual news footage. And they were interviewing this guy, and he's just pure like just keeping it realer than real. And it's funny to see the people behind him cracking up.
Fuck up, yeah.
So it's a completely organic moment, and they auto-tune it into this fucking R&B hip-hop song. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it's
we
pretty
put
good.
some links on the page. That's Life Podcast Facebook page. So check it out. And if you like it, subscribe to their pages because the world needs more funny in it. So anything we
That's
can
true.
do to push other funny, that's what we do. So that was some of my what's new. Saw that Dracula TV series, the premiere. I'll talk about that in our
In a minute, yeah.
in our mixed media review. And the I'm still working on digging up my septic system by hand, not literally by hand, by shovel.
All right. Let's say no wonder it's taking so long.
Sprayed the shit out of my left wrist.
Oh,
Nice.
didn't even see that.
I didn't notice it until the next day when I woke up and I'm like, why is my hand like the hands that got bit in the Evil Dead 2? I was like, oh my God, this sucks. But I can't cut it off with a chainsaw because I still needed to dig. It's pretty much like excavating the Lost Ark out there. I finally found what I was looking for. I needed the headpiece for the Staff of Ra.
What they're looking for.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Very nice. Very, you too. Shout out.
Yes.
There. I dug down to about just above my nipples. I don't know how deep that is. It's about 5 feet-ish, maybe 4.5 feet. It's pretty fucking deep. And I realized just how many roots there are. There was like sapling-sized roots. They're just like, oh, yummy poop water. So I think that might be why my drainage field is fucking up.
Could very well be.
And I also found out that the people who originally installed this back in the 60s, early 60s, I don't think they gave a shit what they covered it with. Because I'm finding first I found like a beer bottle, another beer bottle, another weird bottle, lady's shoe, a strange vase/jar filled
You
with.
might be finding the remnants of an ancient redneck civilization.
Yeah, filled with some strange black ichor. And I was like, I'm just gonna set this over here because I don't think I should disturb it. Having Prince of Darkness, fucking moment here, John
Or
Carpenter film moment.
The ink from fucking X-Files.
Yeah.
Or
I'm
the
like,
black
Let me set
whatever.
this shit over here before it gets in my eyes, and my wife finds me in the morning and just leaves me there and just keep digging, honey, or whatever you may be. So I'm still working on that. I've actually got some high power lights, 100-watt lamps, several of them, because I just need to see down that deep. It's fucking nuts, dude. It really is lit up, and I'm digging. I'm listening to Hollywood Babylon. I'm getting caught up in all the old episodes.
Ah, good.
Because when you're digging out your shit, or
really need to laugh.
you need to laugh. So I'm digging, and I didn't think about it till I was speaking to my sister-in-law, who's finally they had put her unconscious so she could have a breathing tube, because they basically told her husband, look, because she's like, I don't want that with like her last breath, and the doctor just looked at the husband, as the legal guardian guy, and said, if I don't get this in her in 2 minutes, she's gonna fucking die. He's like, do it. They pulled 2.5 pounds of mucus out of her lungs.
Holy shit.
When they x-rayed her lungs, because usually they'll be like, oh, you got a little bit of white down there. That's mucus. It was all white. Just two big white.
Solid,
It looked like pillows, lung pillows in her chest.
That's a hell of a case of pneumonia.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. So she's 32. You shouldn't be dying of pneumonia. What is this, 1820? This is ridiculous. So
immunize your kids, everybody.
Yeah, well, they had her out for a fucking week, unconscious, sedated with this shit. Just breathing for a machine breathing for her. That's fucking nuts. And she finally came out of it, and everyone was visiting her, and she said, "Oh, I want Carl to visit me." I'm like, really? I was like, I didn't want to be, I figured she would want to recuperate more or something, because I feel kind of weird. I don't want to be like, hi, person who can't tell me not to be here or stop me from babbling. But she actually wanted me to show up, so I brought her Prince of Thorns, because she's like, oh my God, thank you. All I've had to read are like Bibles and religious literature, because she almost died. Everyone's like, read this. Oh, and I was like, yeah, I got you. You trust me, you'll really like this. So she's coming out of it.
Good.
But I was telling her about what it must be like for my neighbors, because I didn't even really think about it. It's like shovel, sphincter, shovel. Kevin's high, shovel. I was like, get your cock out, and singing this song. And get your cock out. And I'm like, I must seem like a fucking crazy person at 2 in the morning. Just all you see is a shovel in the back of my head laughing about get your cock out. So to my neighbors, I hope you're enjoying the show. But
Nice.
that's
Burying bodies and talking about getting your cock out.
yeah, just
That's just another night with Carl.
yes, just another night with Wacky Carl. That's what I've been sacrificing 2 hours of sleep a day for, out of 4 hours of broken sleep.
Nice.
And everyone says, Carl, you're like a madman doing this, you don't, what about that? I'm like, look, it'll seem a lot less heroic.
I'm a madman.
Well, I tell them, I'm like, it'll cost $20,000 to have the whole thing dug out and replaced. Don't have it.
That noise.
Don't have it. So when there's no other option, It's no longer heroic. It's just kind of sad. So, but if you want to
Yeah,
call
because
me
that's
a
what
hero-
Carlos thinks. He's down in the hole of shit and disgustingness and roots and water with a shovel in his fucking
and a
boots.
busted wrist.
Going, yes, I'm a hero, shoveling the shit.
I'm going to do the right thing. I'm like, I don't have a choice. My back's against a wall of dirt. at
Quite
this point.
literally.
So, I've been doing
Heroic
that
Carl, shovel shit.
a lot. We have a lot of new listeners.
Woo! So
You know
yeah,
what's new?
Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen.
We're so happy you're listening. We hope you enjoy the show. Big shout outs to all of you.
And if you don't, the next one will be better.
Yes, we guarantee.
And keep telling yourself that until you laugh.
Yes, eventually you'll learn to love us. We'll grow on you like a
We'll grow on
humorous
you
fungus.
like that.
We're like roots in the
Like roots in a septic tank.
In a septic
We'll
tank.
just get all up in there and drink up your poop water.
Yes, and eventually you'll be listening to us at 2:00 in the morning, digging a hole, but laughing the whole time. So thank you for listening. And if you have any questions, comments, shout outs, ideas for segments, anything at all, just drop it on the Facebook page.
Which we will pimp out later.
Oh, we'll pimp the fuck out of it.
It'll be pimped.
So we're going to keep you informed and keep a steady stream of material coming for you.
Yeah, speaking of pimping.
I like where this is starting.
Hey, all right.
Oh, it's not as exciting for anyone else but me. I've been working on new music a lot lately, and got a new song, like 98% finished. Probably just needs a little polish here and
pretty
there. Up on the internet and on my SoundCloud page, soundcloud.com/zerofluxboundary. Go there and like it. Told you
We'll
pimping.
put a link on the Facebook page.
Yeah,
You
we
can
will
check out
add
the
a link.
goodness.
And some other random DJ type cat that has like a shit ton of followers started like paying attention and liking stuff.
Oh,
So
that's
I'm
cool.
like, hey, that'll work.
Yeah, man.
So
People
already
helping
got a
people.
couple new people out of that.
It's people helping people, man. It's the human connection, like
Networking.
Tim Mills would say.
Yeah, so
Exactly.
if you're into that sort of weird dark EDM type of thing, drum and bassy type of stuff, check it out.
Yeah, it's totally worth checking out.
I'll add a link.
And
Links are good.
I think that's all the trick or treating.
Yeah.
It
You
was.
Did
It
you
was
do it?
this Saturday. And took the kids trick or treating. And the only reason I'm really mentioning is because my wife, for about 2.5 weeks, has been making a toothless costume. That's the that black dragon from How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh yeah.
My 5-year-old is obsessed with that. Like, she knows all the dragon names, everything about them. And and we're like, what do you want to be for Halloween? She's like, toothless. And we're like, okay. Now it's been a little while since the show.
Why did you do that?
You're toothless. Waka waka
We're
waka.
going for realism here, kid.
I'm into physical comedy. Yeah. But she's really into it, and it's been a while since the actual show's been out. They have like a cartoon series, but so there aren't a lot of costumes, like, cheapy costumes you can get, and everything on eBay and Amazon's like mega
Relatively
expensive.
expensive, yeah.
My wife's like, I'm a creative genius who can sew things. She made this fucking incredible dragon outfit for complete with the full head, out of foam and like black fabric with the eyes and a full tail to scale,
Oh, I
including.
guess I know who to come to for a cosplay outfit.
Oh yeah, we have a few friends that are in the cosplay, and she was like, "What do you think of this?" I'm like, "Oh my dude, that's fucking awesome!" And including down to like the tail, because the one tail wing foil was shot off by Hiccup, the little Viking boy. That's his friend.
Sure.
And it got replaced by like this wooden thing, and she got it with the exact ratio of the skull and crossbones at her own Viking skull and cross. I mean,
wow.
she went for fucking detail on this. So the baby was like wearing it, was just loving it. So that was a pretty successful Halloween-y type thing that happened.
Halloween.
I have this feeling that Erin is going to be the baby for the rest of her life.
Oh yeah, she's the baby. Yeah.
Oh.
She's always the baby. I mean, she's
One
5.
of those.
Yeah, it's going to be hilarious.
I mean, she's getting so big, but she's still baby.
20 years from now when we're still doing this shit.
Yeah. Oh, she's still the baby.
The baby's getting married. Isn't she like 30 now? You got to let go, Carl. No, fuck that.
No, she baby.
She still has her goddamn dragon outfit.
I'm such a baby bitch. I'm totally
Baby bitch.
totally baby bitch. Totally
Baby back bitch.
I can't help it because the baby, she's so cute. But
Nobody backs baby into a corner.
yeah. So
I believe it's
No,
puts
without-
baby in a corner,
Yeah.
but that's all.
well, no one backs her into a corner either. You're right, right?
Because that's still putting her there.
But yeah. So I guess that'll lead us into our
Mixed media review.
That is correct. I wasn't forgetting it. I was just making a gentle.
I felt you were deciding, so I was just asking.
Okay, I was deciding. I'll admit it. Did I have a deciding face on? Like,
Sure. It's not a video podcast. That's what we're going for.
yeah, okay. Our mixed media review.
Whether it's movies, TV shows, video games, or books, we have the half-assed commentary you crave. It's Mixed Media Review.
And yes, sir, that's where we. This is where we talk about all kinds of stuff that we've seen and things that we played. And Randy had to resist the urge to do his Spanish countdown again. He's like, oh, he's wrestling with his inner Mexican. inner
voices.
Inner Mexican wrestling, ladies and gentlemen.
I was saying, I hope it's like El Nacho Libre style as well.
Oh, that'd be cool as hell. Well, he's starting to build an outfit. He can be El Diablo.
Hey,
He's got the,
perfect.
Pitchfork.
Just don't drive a monster
Or
truck.
El Neptuno. Whatever, you know.
El Poseidon.
Poseidon. Hey, Poseidon. Hey.
Pretty sure that was the
Yes.
inner Italian, but whatever.
Yeah, sure, why not? So,
Pope.
yeah,
I'm gonna
we've,
Pope.
you saw some movies that I
did
saw already
see-
discussed.
Yeah, I did
Elysium.
see, and Pacific Rim.
And Pacific Rim, which
See,
was
not in that
Rim
order,
job.
which is why my opinions are the way they are.
Yes.
So I'm sort of going back on reviews that Carl's already done, but now we get to like a long time. I guess I'll start this. So, haha.
Yes.
It's like however many months and a year later, we'll jump into my review. So I watched Pacific Rim first.
Good idea. That's why Elysium didn't seem so bad.
Yeah. Oh, that's exactly why Elysium was fucking brilliant compared to
Yes. This is like
that.
The Godfather.
So all the people I trust on the internet to recommend me movies had said it was the movie for my generation who grew up watching giant robot anime and shit like that. And I was like, all right, cool. And I was really excited to watch this
Oh, you poor.
because, Carl and I have different opinions on movies a lot.
We do. I'm cunty. I'm a cunty asshole. I'm a cunty cunt.
He's
I
a
won't
movie.
lie.
He and I are both movie snobs, just in different snobby ways.
Yes.
So I watched this thing, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, and at the whole time I'm watching it, I'm like, fuck, Carl's review is coming to life right
Yes.
before my eyes. This is like the worst of everything.
Never have I wanted to like something so much since the first Transformers movie, and just been
Yeah,
forced
and that's the
to
other
not
thing I
like it.
figured out. I was like, well, at least I know what robot is fighting what and what the fuck is happening in all the CGI.
That is true.
And it was like, I'm just like, all right, the special effects are amazing. Why did I only get 20 seconds of it total?
Yes. Oh, because they filled it with what, Pete?
I was just like, huh. Well, I was like, all right, 5-minute exposition at the beginning of the movie why we're here.
Which is
Good.
okay.
I was
Yeah,
like, okay,
I'm
good.
still with it.
And then an hour of, quote, character exposition. And I'm like, well, this is all the stereotypical bit of everything that I hate in these type of things. Great. Oh, they're fighting. And it's over.
Yeah.
All right. Well, maybe that was just to show the monsters are really badass. Wiggle the mouse. Oh, fuck. There's only 20 minutes of this left?
Yes.
All right. What else? Okay. Oh, Ron Perlman for no good reason. Okay.
Yes. And they did nothing with him. That's nothing
I was
real.
like,
with
I was
him.
like, okay, I like Ron Perlman. He's being kind of goofy. Oh, he's eating. Well, that spoilers, kids.
I'd care, but they didn't develop his character at all. So it's just Ron Perlman being fucking eaten. That's why
he
he's there.
was like fucking Ralph Garman in Sharktopus. Like that was it.
Yeah.
So that was a huge bucket of disappointment. I was like, they did every giant robot trope and Hollywood action movie trope all in one movie with none of the fun shit.
I'm surprised it didn't collapse into a black hole of pure suck.
Like, yeah, I would have been happy with 5 minutes of here's why we're here, and then giant robots and monsters fighting. Deal with it for 90 minutes.
If it would have just been I'm an unabashed action robot fighting monster movie, I could have accepted it.
Yeah. What the butts?
Okay, yeah.
What the butts? So then I was like, well, that was fucking god awful. I'm gonna watch Elysium and try and feel better about life. And I like guy that made those movies because I don't remember his name and I feel it's fairly impronounceable.
The District 9 guy.
The District 9
who's a
guy.
foreign
The District
dude.
9 was awesome. So
Oh, yeah.
I watched an Elysium. I'm like, all right, it's basically District 9. Unfortunately, there were no subtitles, so I'm like, well, they're speaking Spanish. I kind of know what's going on because I kind of know Spanish. Oh, look, they put Matt Damon as growing up in a Spanish-speaking area.
Really weird.
That's strange.
Why did they just use a Spanish actor? Oh, because they wanted to squirt Hollywood into
But
this.
they needed a name to bring it to the thing because he made money off District 9. So, all
But
right,
District
fine.
9 made money. They didn't have to do that.
I don't know. They had District 9 guy in there, and he was amazing.
Yeah,
He was really good. His character was fun.
The acting in it was decent.
The acting was good. The writing wasn't too terribly bad. Again, coming off of Pacific Rim, so have
completely
your
understand.
arguments if you want.
I
but
know, I understand
we're
that.
going by pure comparison to the movie I watched previously.
You're like a man who's suffering post-traumatic shitty movie syndrome.
Right.
I completely
So-
understand.
So when they flew the fucking spaceships into the no fucking atmosphere having atmosphere,
yes. Oh, no.
I was like-
force field.
they're
Wow.
and they
No,
didn't,
there was no force field. There was nothing.
It was
Just open
basically
space.
well, I mean, it was a blatant ripoff of the Halos. And so I was like, all right, I see where the dude had just played Halo and went, I got this great idea for the fucking space station. It's gonna be amazing. And you know, it was cool.
Which is a good idea for a space. Just put a lid on it. That's all I'm saying is put a lid on it.
Yeah, I was expecting like a little magnetic field, like as it went
Anything,
through.
anything.
And it's just like, or like in Cowboy Bebop on Mars, how they've got the terraform in place, but there's big ass walls and there's like atmosphere pouring into it, so you can tell they're like constantly pumping atmosphere into this open area.
Any effort at all
But it's just like, no,
to fill that hole.
We
They're
can
like,
breathe. We're
no,
good.
we're going to fly our spaceships right through this plot hole, right through it.
So, fortunately, what I really appreciated about it though is that at no point in the entire movie did they try to explain anything about the space station. They were like, here it is, here's how it is, fucking deal with it. They assumed that their audience was going to be like, okay, we'll forgive you that because there's all this other shit that's going on. They didn't waste any time with that, which I appreciated. Because that would have added another like 20 minutes of pointlessness where they had to fucking spoon feed the audience the reasons for all this.
Well,
Which,
they could have just been
again,
like,
after watching Pacific Rim, where they fucking were just like, okay, here you go. Here's why everything's happening.
yeah.
Here's why this guy's all upset. Here's a mysterious, slightly Asian girl. Here's why they just bothered to not use a sword until the end of the movie, which would have solved them all kinds of problems early on in the film. Why didn't they do that in the first place? I guess two white guys don't know how to use a sword. Would have lost your brother if you brushed up on your fucking sword fighting. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Dumbasses. Anyway, so Elysium I liked a lot more than
that is, I
the
agree
thing.
with
Though
you on
it
that.
did start to get slightly ridiculous with the fucking bad guy dude after they're just like, well, we'll kill him a whole bunch and he'll be fine.
Yeah, they blew off his head. I'm like, bold move. I like the fact that
I
they
was
took
like-
a character you like and blew his fucking head off. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then his cronies just like, man, we'll throw him into medbay, reconstructing his head. He's gonna be so mad.
And if they could have like alluded to that, made it normal in that universe that it doesn't matter what kind of a condition you're in, as long as some cells are left, we can rebuild you.
Yeah, they didn't Fifth Element it at all.
No, they're just like, hey, haha, and I'm like, well, if you could,
Which also falls into the didn't waste any time on science exposition in that.
well, we didn't waste any time on our sci-fi, but it's a sci-fi action movie.
Yeah.
You've got to, and you want to get people. You made a sci-fi movie that should at least satisfy sci-fi people.
Yeah.
Like, no,
Yeah, I mean,
Matt Damon.
It had its own issues. Yeah,
Jodie
with that
Foster.
Yeah, she was a pointless fucking character in that too.
She's the bad white person.
yeah, that could have been anybody.
Well, no, that fit into the whole socio-political
Well, yeah, that was
commentary.
their class.
The nice brown guy was trying to be nice, and then the evil white conservative girl said, no, we have just big packages of healthcare up here we could have sent down but won't. It's like, I
did
it.
like the fact that she was ruthless as fuck, though.
I get that. I
That was
totally
cool.
get that. That makes sense. But once again, if it was necessary to the story, if they could have plugged it in, if they would have made it more...
No, it did seem out of place, but it was nice that she rolled with it.
Well, you know how the company was evil in District 9, but that was not just the company. It was like humanity's response
Right.
to it. It was part of the story, not just... Because there was commentary, but there was a story.
Yeah.
I didn't feel that from this. It was just like
It-
commentary,
yeah,
commentary.
It was a little...
Ruthless space station.
Well, like I said, movie had its issues, but...
Way better than Pacific Rim.
Super A+ compared to Pacific Rim.
Yeah, I feel that.
And then the other thing, I started playing a game called Path of Exile,
Okay.
which is a free-to-play dungeon crawler. And it's basically what Diablo 3 should have been,
Oh.
and is therefore amazing.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot better. It's basically Diablo 2 type of feel, like real dark and stuff like
Yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah.
Real good gameplay, real good graphics, though. You know, not Diablo 2 graphics.
Yeah,
That'd be
well,
insane.
nobody can do that anymore.
but paired up with the Final Fantasy VII materia type of system for all your spells and abilities
okay.
and stuff, and you have to level up all the things like independently. Like you don't get abilities
a little
as
more
you
on the
level up.
RPG side.
There's a lot more customization to your characters. Like it's really well done, and the story's pretty good so far. Because like the whole thing is the characters you play are these exiles for. Each different class has a different reason for being on this boat that shipwrecks and ends up on the shore of this real fucked up island. And it's one of these things where all the quest hub towns are where like all the players are, like because it's like got a half-assed MMO like flavor to it.
Okay.
So everybody's playing online, but when you go out into the world to go do quests, it's instanced just to you or your party or whatever.
Okay, I got
and you only
you.
run into like random other people when you're at the quest hub type zone.
Okay.
Which is cool. Like there's some MMOs that do that, but this
Yeah.
this feels more natural doing it
was
that
Guild
way.
Wars kind of like that?
The first one was.
The first
yeah.
one, okay.
Yeah, the first Guild Wars was like that, and a bunch of other games like a lot of the free to play things like Vindictus.
It helps
and
keep their
C9 are
costs
like
down.
that, which is nice.
It's a nice blend, though. You know, you still have the social thing going on.
Yeah, and you
but
got
you can just get your RPG on, which is
Right,
cool.
it's easy enough to play by yourself, and it's pretty good, and it feels a lot like Diablo 3 should have been, but kind of
Yeah,
wasn't.
Diablo 3.
But that's the thing about Path of Exile is that, well, no, that's Torchlight. Torchlight has the ex-Diablo guys. But that's also why Torchlight is really good, because it has half of the old Blizzard North team that developed it. But anyway, it's a good game, and it's free. It's on Steam now.
So shit, I might
Finally,
just check
it
it
took
out.
7 years to get out of open beta, but, they got it right.
Well, like you said, ex-Blizzard employee, so, it's
Yeah.
not coming out till it's ready.
Right, which is good. So that's a good
that's
thing.
not so bad.
I don't think I saw anything or did anything shitty. I've been watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
How is that?
Surprisingly good.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I've been, like, orbiting it because I'm like, I just don't want network TV to make it shitty.
They do. It's got nothing to do with like the Avengers. They reference it a lot, like every episode, because it's all basically revolves around Agent Coulson.
Yeah, who's pretty
who's
cool.
nowhere near as dead as the Avengers movie made him out to be.
Yeah.
But the thing is he pops up and
They put him in a
My death
Medusa
has
chamber
been
and his head grew
greatly
back.
Exaggerated.
well they pop him back in like episode 1, and this isn't a spoiler because it's in
Well,
the
you
fucking
see him in the previews, yeah.
right?
If you don't know he's alive.
And then they're like, and he's like, and everybody goes, "Hey, I thought, weren't you? I could have sworn you were, dead." And he's like, "No, mostly dead. Big difference between mostly dead and all dead." And then they're like, he's like, "Yeah, they healed me up and sent me on some vacation at Tahiti for like a while, and then they brought me back."
That's kinda cool.
But then the running thing, and really, this is what makes it interesting, is they do that thing that Lost did, except they actually get stuff done every episode. But the question is, everything keeps alluding to they did something to Coulson. Everybody that's known him for a long time is like, why is he different? And then that's all the explanation
Well, that's
you get.
nice, though, 'cause that's
so
a
it's
good
really,
story arc for his character.
They have a really cool story arc going on, and it's an ensemble cast because it's Joss Whedon, and he can't just have like
Which is
one
great.
or two people.
That's why we like it.
So the writing is pretty good. It's witty. I mean, it's not like Avengers the TV show, so don't go in expecting that. It's still very ABC. But like the effects are good.
Story's good?
Stories, like the overarching story is pretty good. Each little episode has its own like,
Ups and downs.
we got to go find this thing. But they have established like the main mysterious bad guys and all this kind of stuff.
I
So
kind of like it when it builds like
it's
that.
worth. It's definitely worth a watch. It's pretty good. Like there's some cheesy, campy moments, and some of the like non-main actors aren't the best in the world. But like they have a really good team as the main characters.
Oh, I have to check it out.
Because they have a pair of science nerds instead of just one, like, here's our science guy, Yeah. And the whole thing, what really makes it cool is that the majority of the team are, like, combat ineffective. So, and it's a lot of, but they're trying to be secret agent type of people.
Oh, yeah.
So sometimes hilarity ensues, and sometimes it's really, like, tense and things like that. And so I think it's good to see that, and they're all normal humans. There's no fucking superpowers.
It kind of grounds it in
anywhere.
reality
Yeah,
a little
it
bit
gives,
more.
and it
so
makes
you-
everybody a lot more relatable
Yeah.
instead of like, Like, well,
it's
yeah.
Thor, he's a god.
Right, and Tony Stark, while you could say, oh, he doesn't have any superpowers.
he's a genius.
He's
He's
like fucking genius and has the fucking armor and all that shit.
Yeah.
So these people have nothing like that. They're super vulnerable and they're like fairly normal, even
That
though
sounds
slightly
interesting.
wacky. So
I'll have to
it's
check
definitely
that
worth a watch. Not, it's not HBO level of Game of Thrones awesome.
Well,
but
I mean, it's on ABC, but it's
yeah.
something. It's getting it
it's
out
good
there.
though. It's definitely good.
Any good comic book related anything is definitely appreciated.
And they are setting up. The other cool thing they're doing is they're actually setting up. They're doing a lot of bad guy origin stories too.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
So, like, not like super major bad guys. You're not going to see Loki or Thanos or anything like that. But
Yeah.
it's like some of the more minor bad guys. They're just like, well, here's this guy.
Fleshing them out, that's kind of cool. Though.
So that way they have them lying around in the canon already to bring.
Instead
bring
of
out
like
wherever.
Star Trek Into Darkness fan service, it's actually story fleshing out characters kind of thing.
Right.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So I saw that series Dracula, their pilot episode with John Rhys Myers in it. We had a
Yeah,
discussion
not
about
Davies.
not John Rhys Davis.
No, the other one.
Not Gimli. No. Okay, it's not what I expected. It started off, and you think, okay, Dracula, because we all know Dracula. We're familiar with Dracula. And they didn't violate the vampire rules at all, like a la
No
Twilight
sparkling.
or Underworld or any of that shit.
No vampires out in the daylight.
Yeah, what they didn't get creative with the mythos of what a vampire is or anything like that. Instead, they got creative with the character development of Dracula, like surviving what happened and coming back and trying to become a part of society. Like he sort of goes the Tesla because he actually works with Tesla with the coil and free energy for everyone.
Neat.
And the secret, because the secret organization, the Order of the Dragon, that originally had burned his wife alive in front of him. They worked through the church originally.
Yeah.
Now they work with money and, of all things, oil, which is
Makes
interesting
sense.
because oil is really branching out into things. And Edison was they're with the Edison camp and shit like that. He's more with the Tesla camp. So he's kind of like,
So he's sort of steampunk.
he's kind of like an anti-hero sort of thing in a way. He's
Well,
still
it's
evil
Dracula.
as fuck.
He would have to be an anti-hero at best.
Yeah, but so that sort of adaptation of his character, reimagining of his character, but still keeping what he is alive and stuff. It's meant to be serious, meant to be taken seriously. There's blood drinking, there's all that sort of things that you like with your traditional vampires. The acting's good, the effects are great, the story's interesting. And I think I might just ride this one out.
I'll have to check. It's on Hulu, so I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah, it's worth your time to check out. I love John Rhys Meyer. He was great in.
He's a really good actor,
in
so.
just about everything he's in. He's great. He was in The Tudors. If you ever get a chance to watch The Tudors, watch it. He's
Seen a
terrific
couple.
in it. But it's not like just him and everyone else is shit. There's a lot of not big name actors and actresses in it, but they're all
A
doing.
lot of time, that's really good. Though.
They're acting their balls off. And you're interested in these other characters as much as you're interested in the Dracula character, which is neat. It's not
Yeah.
just Dracula and those other guys. So I'm interested to see
Yeah,
what
because
comes out.
I read a review and they were like, meh. So I was like, all right, well, I'll see it if there's nothing else on. But that actually makes it sound better. So
Yeah, it's really not. It's not what you would expect. I watched it. I'm like, it's gonna be like what was that fucking Headless Horseman fucking thing
Oh,
they did recently,
well,
Sleepy Hollow or
Sleepy
whatever.
Hollow.
Yeah, I started watching that. I got to like the third episode, and I'm watching it. And I'm like, I can't watch this anymore. This is just too. It's too much. It's just no. Just
that sort of felt like the same people that did Once Upon a Time were doing something else. So I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm going to avoid that.
yeah, I never got into that. Once upon. I tried. I'm like, I just can't.
I gave it the 30 seconds it was worth. Yeah.
Decent acting. It's just you're not pulling it off, and it's not the actor's fault. It's just the story, and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it has its audience.
Yeah.
The Twilight people.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's not as
Just
bad as
didn't-
Twilight.
just
It's
didn't
not
grab
as
me.
bad as Twilight. Let me just go on the record of saying that. Fucking, it's not the abortion that is Twilight. Not just a cinematic abortion. Twilight is an abortion of reason and logic and acting and writing and all that humanity and literature has accomplished over the years. Not just films, literature. It's a primitive man gathered around a campfire telling the first story. There's these scary monsters, but they sparkle. And then they club him to death and he dies. Because they put him in the fire and burn him, but don't breathe the smoke in. But
He'll be tainted by his terrible ideas.
yes, Taint. I would rather watch a Taint than watch the only. Yeah, and the only way I was able to stomach watching it, another plug, was for Riff Trax, which I didn't. I know I didn't cover it.
No.
Oh yeah.
I went to go see
How
Riff
was
Trax
that?
Night of the Living Dead. It was great. Oh, I had such a good time.
Were they there live, or was it one of those satellite broadcasts?
It's a simulcast.
Okay.
So-
they were at like another theater, but it was streamed to a bunch.
And more tobacco. Black
From the
and
good
mild.
people at Black and Mild.
Oh yes,
The
Middleton,
Middleton
Tobacco.
Tobacco Company.
We love you. Sponsor us. But yeah,
Well, by
oh,
Carl Teleprompters.
it was great, and they have it's just a beautiful vibe. You go there, and you ever see the shit they play before the actual preview start with Did
Yeah.
you know, with a bunch of little movie facts,
Yeah.
but they do their own version of that, and they make it so subtle. When I first came in, I wasn't really paying attention to it, and then I saw one, I start cracking up. And they're talking like, did you know Frankenstein was originally a buddy film or something like that, a buddy cop drama?
That's another movie that'll probably suck. Speaking of which,
And then it was funny. Well, it was supposed to be funny movie quotes or something. It was like, the Frankenstein monster. And I couldn't help but give it the Pete voice. Actually, Frankenstein was the name of the professor. And it was just, that made me laugh. And, it
and
just,
that's my biggest problem with the. I'll get to it in a minute.
Oh,
Go
what,
on. Remind me about Frankenstein after you're done.
so, they're, and it's them, and they're it's just terrific. And they do like a little trick or treat thing before the three guys, but they're like pulling stuff out of their pockets. Like Kevin Murphy's like, I have a circus peanut here. He breaks it in half. Here's one for you. It's as warm as my hips. And yours is a little bit of pocket lint on, but keep it on there. That's a flavor saver. And they're going back and forth, and they do a little work with the crowd and stuff. And they have like a little trailer for some awful, I think it was a Xerox, like, I don't know what, Xerox short. I don't know what it was. It was clearly made like the late 60s. It's about this old guy who's just like, God. He's just miserable. And all this fucked up shit happens to him, but I don't see how that fucking relates to Xerox shit at all. They don't make the connection. But that's why they love it. So they get that and they riff on it. It kind of warms up the crowd and everything. And then they start with the movie. And the intro to Night of the Living Dead is a very slow intro. It's the car going up in the credits and stuff. And so it's kind of like a sort of a slow start. They're building into it. But I kind of like the way they pace it like that, because their pacing is perfect in this movie, because it starts off slower and it matches the movie, and it just starts going more and more and more self-referencing stuff. And then by the end, you're just laughing your ass off ridiculously. And the crowds that were there with us was just like the most... You could have walked in here with like a cancerous tumor, and it would be in remission. Just from the positive fucking energy of the people in this fucking crowd, dude.
That's good. It's like an audience of people you'd actually want to be there with.
Exactly. They're all fans of the material. Nobody is playing on their fucking cell phone. Let me show you the fucking respect that they're showing to what's going on. But people sit there and then other people come in looking for a seat. People are like, "Oh, we can move over. No, go ahead, sit here." Like, everyone is being so positive. And everyone like bumps. "I'm sorry, excuse me." "No, dude, it's totally cool." It's like such a positive fucking vibe, dude. Like, if we could bottle this and just spray it in people's face, like hose them, like in Ghostbusters 2, they had the goop, positive goop, hose them.
You could bottle the positive vibe and maybe mace some college kids if you're a police officer.
Oh, yeah,
snap!
yeah.
Topical.
Oh, dude, and it's just it's so positive, and I had
Casually,
such a
I
good
might add.
time. And they announced that they're doing, they had done this, I believe they did this for MST. It was Santa Claus versus the Martians. This awful idea for a movie that they made in like the late 50s, early 60s, which is beyond bad in so many directions.
It sounds it.
You can't even tell if it's a foreign film or an American film made by foreigners. You don't know. But they're doing it December 5th. I'm going to be putting more links on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
So if it's anywhere where you're at, go check it out.
I'll have to go to one of these. That sounds like fun.
Because it's quality, it's funny, and the world needs more positive shit in it. It's right near Christmas, and it's a Christmas film, so it's fucking awesome. Check it out.
Sounds like fun.
That is officially the end of my my mixed media review / new stuff. Unless you have anything
Not
that
a
you saw
damn
recently.
thing.
Okay.
Did not
Right.
see a damn thing.
Speaking of Frankenstein,
Yes.
Oh, right.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about the terrible I tried to forget the Frankenstein.
I watched a trailer
Okay.
for this movie because I think I was on the Hulu website looking.
They try to make it like hip, like call it Frank
No, it's
or Stein with an apostrophe at the end.
it's even worse.
What is this?
It's
It's a stoner guy who just lives at home and complains.
well,
a
it
lot.
was a
Generation X Frankenstein.
just so I saw it in the trailers. You know, there's a movie called I Frankenstein, and I was like, not like the Apple I Frankenstein.
It's like, wow, this is a really hi-fi updating.
I Frankenstein in that I Robot type of
USB connectors on the sides.
That's it.
They're bringing Steve Jobs back.
Starring Ashton
I
Kutcher as I
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
No, I was going to say no, but she's played by like Janine Garofalo. It's totally Generation X. No, I made that up. I sold it though. He looked over like, is that true?
I don't understand either.
I don't,
She? Yeah.
yeah, the she thing.
Oh, she's.
Playing Frankenstein. It was
All right.
It was a joke that
Sure.
was.
I'm not sure who she is, but okay.
Okay.
What? Damn.
Well, Frankenstein's
We were talking about
monster
Steve Jobs.
was you really gender bent that.
Yeah, I know. I
Hardcore.
wanted to make it ridiculous, but he didn't know who it was, and that totally just ruined it.
You don't know who Janine Garofalo is?
I know Ginny Garofalo.
All right.
Okay, yes.
Nope, you were just
just
out
lost
there
me on
on
that
that.
one.
Was
Was I out
yeah.
there? Damn it.
That's all right.
I built that like a Frankenstein
I get lost a
monster
lot.
of funny in my head. But
Yeah, well, we
It
have
doesn't matter. I have a
we have
Trident. What do I care?
I'm gonna find
It's a
a torch.
Trident.
We're gonna chase
it's a
your
trident.
torch.
It's
your
a trident.
joke down.
Just tell him it's a trident. He's got a trident, for
Pitchfork.
God's sakes. Don't argue
All
with him.
right, so it's a gum commercial all of a
Throw
sudden.
that pitchfork into your face. A trident into your face.
You're right. But anyway,
You
so
killed someone
I
with
was
a
like,
trident.
it's got who's the lead?
I
actor
Frankenstein.
guy? Who? Oh fuck! I'll look up the guy's name while I'm trying to talk about this.
Okay, cool. That shouldn't
So-
lead to lots of dead air.
Yeah,
I could
more
tell
than
another
likely.
joke, and let me tell a joke. That'll get all the dead air we need to cover this.
Well, I figured I could attempt to do two things at once, and that could work. So I was like, oh, this could be cool, like a new Frankenstein movie kind of thing. Like it might be
A reimagining, or
Yeah, something neat. And it's a reimagining, all right.
as in how a nightmare is a reimagining.
Aaron Eckhart plays the.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
Plays
he's
the
the
Frankenstein
He's
monster?
the lead. Well, see, here's
That's
the
interesting.
The doctor or the monster?
See, here's my first problem with this movie.
Oh boy.
He plays the monster who just calls himself Frankenstein. He's like, they're like, oh, Frankenstein. I'm like, that's the monster. Even in the preview, they go through the little exposition of he's lived for 200 years as Frankenstein's monster. So he's playing the thing, and it's set like present day.
Interesting.
But he's fighting these fucking flying demons, and he's got these two big. It looks like Underworld, but for Frankenstein.
It's like Van Helsing.
Yeah, so it will probably be fucking awful.
No.
Yeah.
Why did you do that?
They're like last week with the zombies, making fast zombies and all that. They
Yeah.
gotta update Frankenstein too.
Frank, we're just
Damn
talking
you,
about Frankenstein.
Hollywood.
Yeah, why did? Oh.
Sparkly vampires,
Don't-
fast zombies.
don't
and
they know you're armed with a trident?
sword-toting Frankensteins?
Yeah, and
That's
it's
it.
up to him to save the world. And now there's all this like the whole plot. And I'm feeling that the trailer was like the best bits of this movie because there's like these demon angel things that look like the fucking weeping angels, but all of a sudden aren't
No.
for no reason. And then it's like,
Why?
oh, some spooky government thing is making an army of Frankensteins. It's like, oh my god, your name is not
Oh no!
Frankenstein.
You know what? We need to buy a plane ticket for Randy.
it
And
looks
we're going to
awful.
send him there with his trident, loaded with
power.
righteous indignation, and he's going to go there and sort them out. He's going to go when they're making a movie and go, "Damn you! Stop this film! Stop it!" Why is there a man with a pitchfork here? He throws it at him. and
Trident,
jabs him.
damn it.
Did you record that? Because that was awesome. Unlike the rest of this movie.
Action, bitches.
Yes.
That's how it's done.
Man, I'm out
So
of-
that's probably going to be awful. I mean, the makeup looked
damn
cool
it.
and the effects look cool, but unfortunately, like I said, if you want to see the movie, go watch the trailer. Done.
That's because the idea of good actor.
There's an obligatory love interest too, so that'll be fun.
Oh no, good actor, and you have this Frankenstein monster, unique actor. How he survived for 200 years? How would he adapt? What would his perspective be of society?
The
and human
premise
condition?
started so good, and then it was just like, okay, he's the last hope for humanity to fight these.
He's going to fight a Frankenstein, right? Yeah, and you're like, oh, you just shit all over it.
Yeah.
It's like someone started.
They had me
talking
until
about
the
it.
trailer actually started. I was like,
That's how you know your movie's bad. I was really into it till the trailer started and I actually saw it and saw what you did with an interesting premise.
but probably looks like. I mean, it's got good production value.
Who cares? That makes it worse because you're like, you could have spent that money on a good movie.
Yeah, because then I get that Pacific Rim syndrome all over again. Still kind of reeling from that. And I was like, oh no, they're doing it again.
Yeah. Well.
So that's a thing.
So, wow, that gives us a nice disappointing flavor to the end of our mixed media review.
Yep.
Let's
Stay tuned, kids.
scoot right on over to our relatively
At
new
least I
segment.
don't have anything about dead grandmas this time.
Yeah, you didn't completely. No, that was a good end. Not like Dead Grandmas, which actually makes it really great because it gets to a nice 0 point of comedy where there's just none. It's just not that it's not funny, like unfunny. It's tragic. You're like, we got lots of room to build here. We can really take it up.
I try and make our episodes as Shakespearean as possible.
Yes, exactly. Our first world problems. This is just different stuff gathered throughout the internet and Facebook and stuff about people complaining and whinging about their problems, which aren't real problems. A lot of these are like text or Facebook updates, that sort of stuff, which just makes it funny that people would be like, oh, this is such a challenge and tribulation that they would actually share it with the world.
Sounds like most of my ex's Facebook feeds.
How apropos. Okay. This first one sets the tone perfectly.
Excellent.
It's I lost track of the butt part of my bath towel, so I need a fresh one. Somebody felt the need to share that real problem. Like, I guess, okay, now
if you washed your ass properly,
yeah, it shouldn't be.
I'm thinking that shouldn't matter.
Yeah, you need to reevaluate your whole hygiene thing. Maybe spend more time on the ass part of your ass.
Yeah, right.
Then you won't have to worry about the butt part of your bath towel. And is there a butt part? I imagine like it'd be shaped like
Probably
a butt,
not
like
until that was the first picture in my head of like, wow, that's fucking expensive ass towels. If there's a part especially made for the butt,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
I'm
Maybe
gonna
that's-
defend. I'm going to defend her on this one. I mean,
Assuming it's
I mean,
women,
you
go
do
on.
it too. It's like when you do kind of start wiping down there, you don't immediately want to turn the towel around and use that on your face.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I can
You like
understand
to. You
that.
do like to separate. You know,
What, you never go ass to
what's
mouth is
drying
what you're
where.
saying, regardless of the item.
Never go ass to mouth with your own towel as a conduit for yourself, your own ass energies or particles of buttness. Yeah, I can see that, but I don't see it's worthy of complaining about as
I would never broadcast it.
like
to
you
the
have your
world,
phone somehow with you while you're drying. You're drying with one hand. Maybe if you weren't drying one-handed and texting, you fucking smartphone addicted asshole.
Again, you're probably reading my ex's fucking Facebook feed.
Oh, okay, yeah, it could be.
She got a waterproof phone pretty much for that reason.
This next one couldn't be.
I shit ye not.
We couldn't identify with this less. Briefly paused Monday Night Football. Had to hear neighbors, fans of other team, cheer a few seconds before each time I saw my team fail. The idea of fast forwarding during a commercial never, during the commercial fast forwarding to catch up never occurred to him. I guess. Totally can't.
Well, that's
get
what
it.
happens when you care too much about tennis.
Yeah, it makes you want to build a time machine, go back in time, and make sports interesting, doesn't it?
It really does. Somebody
sure
ought to
does.
get on that.
Yeah.
That's a damn
Copyrighted.
good idea.
It is. This next one is simple, but it made me laugh, so I put it in there. It's very simple. Girlfriend is vegan. That's the total of their problems.
That is a big one. I'd say that's a deal breaker.
It's like, wow.
Wait, you don't eat bacon? I'm sorry, we can't even be friends.
No, it's worse than just not eating. Like vegetarian, you can handle. I go vegetarian during the week, but I'm not like all Martian about it.
Yeah, not all fucking.
I can't even eat the grass that a pig is trod upon.
You know, grass has feelings.
I can't even use the pig part of a towel to wash. Dry the rest of my body. They need to have a separate pig towel.
Well, that I can almost understand. Pigs bathing in shit.
Well, yeah. That's, okay. Okay, fine. Just ruin my joke with making sense.
Look, it's delicious. It must add to the flavor.
Here's one that I thought Pete might be able to identify with. I still overhear people debating about questions they could easily answer with Google or their smartphone. I knew you identify with one end, and I can identify with the butt end of that because I'm totally that dude. I'm like, oh man, God, I don't know where the phrase porch monkey came from, and it's just driving me crazy.
We're bringing it back.
I don't want to bring it back necessarily. I just want to understand it. What are its roots in racism? Who first coined the phrase porch monkey, and why? Did you You're just
Can't even just extrapolate that from the term.
Like the
have
law-
you been through Millville?
Yeah, the big bin of racist terminology they had already. You're like, no, we need to coin a new
One
phrase
more.
for that
We
black
need another.
guy.
We don't have enough.
So, and of course, Pete just like, why doesn't Carl just Google it? Why is he even asking that question?
That's the thing, like, because I got a smartphone specifically when I worked at the music store so that I could answer those kind of questions. And every time, like pretty much every time without fail, except for the case, like 1 or 2 cases, somebody'd be like, oh, question, like, who sang this song? And I went, I don't know. Let's find out. Whip out my phone. Oh, yeah, I guess I could have done that. Yeah, I guess you could have. But you know what?
Please
Here we are
let me
now.
do it. Let me use up my limited minutes.
Oh, no, I got the plan so I could Google with impunity.
Google with impunity. Possible episode title. This next one, they put like some of the conversation they were having evidently in a fast food drive-through.
This
Or
would be
it
good.
could have been in line. I just put it in a drive-through because it's just so dumb. I'll have a number 6 crispy medium for here. So I guess I'm
Probably
so
not
dumb.
in the drive-through.
Well,
That would make it funnier.
Well, you're dumber. Okay, that's
try
enough.
Hold on,
Next time
I'm
the
going. Let me
drive-thru.
finish first.
I'll have number 6 crispy medium for here. Okay, that's a number 6. You want that grilled or crispy? Crispy. You want a small, medium, or large?
Oh, that's like calling
Medium.
tech support. Good God.
For here to go. For here. Well, again, though, that is a first world problem. Don't find that happening in like Nigeria
No,
or
not
Chad.
so much Tanzania.
Yeah.
Maybe Cape Town, but
Yeah, maybe. This next one is I had to
I'm
get
totally ordering something for here next time I go through a drive-through. Then.
see what happens. They just close. All the lights go out and they just shut down.
Oh, shit, they had to reboot.
Yeah, fuck. I'm out of here.
I broke McDonald's.
Good job. I had to get the pizza box back out of the recycling bin because I forgot to check what temperature to set the oven. Now, aside from the whole recycling bin, because I recycle everything in my trash can,
Recycling actually costs too much money.
yeah, and it's just like, fuck you. just fuck you. just fuck you, fuck
Fuck
you.
the
and fuck
grandkids.
you.
I'm cold now.
Yeah. Well, no, just fuck you. It's just if it was a private enterprise that didn't waste tons of money, was grossly inefficient, I'd be like, yeah, why not? But then if it was private enterprise, they wouldn't charge me. They'd pay me.
Yes.
So fuck you. But I've done that so many times where I'm like, oh, I did this recently with mozzarella sticks. I'm like, can't fit jumbo size box.
You put
of
them in the recycle
mozzarella
bin?
sticks. So I took the box and I went, put it in the trash. And then I because you could fit the bag into the freezer. I'm like,
That makes
there's
sense.
no room in my freezer with all this food. And I close it. I'm like, good. And then later I'm like, all right, I want to cook these things. I'm like, oh, shit. So I dug through and actually cut the thing out off the box and slipped it in the side of the freezer. Because I knew later I wouldn't remember. I'd be like, I don't know, an hour? they're like little briquettes. I'm like, why are these black turds permanently affixed to the metal? It's like, should I just try to regurgitate them with pasta sauce like they did to Dracula? Or I don't know. No, there were bad implications. I'm just going to put the whole pan in the trash, not in recycling, in the trash. So I'm going to get a recycling ticket. I'm going to earn it, by God. I still, to this day, have not gotten a recycling ticket. And
You
my
can get
shit.
ticketed for that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They'll ticket the hell out of you for that.
The fuck? I drink like 1 bottle worth of something a week and just throw it in there.
Unless you sit out there when the trash people come around with your rifle. How you doing? Morning. Then they just put body parts. They'll just put it in the trash. No problem. We're looking good here. Here's a tip. It's Christmas. Oh, fuck. Throw anything you want out. We don't care. Dump it directly into the, unabashedly, just drink a beer and throw it into the trash truck. And they're like, yeah, here's $20. Happy Christmas. Like it's a Merry Christmas is in England. I'm like, just here's another $5. I should have thought that joke out more. Go.
Look, I'm not fucking Christian.
Here's another one. My credit card expired. Now I have to update every online store and service where it is saved.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Steal that person's account. Good
yeah,
grief.
really. Turns out that not every part of the first world has pizza rolls. Their absence may be the greatest challenge I'll ever face. That was someone actually griping.
Feel that.
That's the greatest challenge you'll ever face?
It's a big one.
Never mind
It is
whatever
a big one.
poverty, disease-ridden place you're now living in.
And that falls under the people say, that, oh, I go to Mexico. There's a great resort. You go there and stuff like that. They're like, but the ride from the airport, they tell you, it's like a dark tinted windows, and the van just has a security detail because you go through these starving areas. I'm like, Okay. Guys, if you have to drive through a starving area on your fucking vacation where you're essentially wasting fucking money to go play, you're a fucking asshole, dude. You're like that cardinal, the multi-million-dollar. You're a dickhead, dude. I'm gonna write
some douchey shit.
I'm gonna write Cool Pope about this shit.
Cool Pope shut down Cancun.
Yeah, just put a stop to it, all right? That's fucked up. Or at least you should at least just like throw money out your window on your way there. It should be part of the shuttle service or food, you assholes. Fuck. Fucking dicks. All right. This has actually happened to me, but I never griped about it. I had some leftover chips, so I opened some dip. Then I had some dip left over, so I opened another bag of chips. Then I had too many chips. Yeah, that's happened to me.
I can understand how that would be a big issue.
Here's another one. My iPod wouldn't turn on, so I had to search for my other one.
Oh, no.
Oh.
It didn't have all the new music I wanted.
Ostensibly to complain about the first one not turning on.
Because
I need to inform the world about my pain.
That's what music in the future, the guys like Trent Reznor that hate themselves, that's what they'll be writing about. It's already starting. I mean, Drake, for example, my favorite Facebook rapper, because really all his lyrics are just Facebook updates put together to a funky beat.
Why not? They don't care about the
that
quality
particular
of
song he
hip-hop
has
anymore.
where he's like, started from the bottom, now we're here. Like, yeah, motherfucker, you started on Canadian TV. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's not the bottom.
Yeah, that's not the ghetto. I don't know if anyone told them.
That's starting just to the left, and now you're here
That's
because
not
you took 3 steps.
hard knock
up.
life. That's more of a soft knock life. Just saying.
That's more of a like, I don't care when people knock at the door because my butler gets it life.
Yeah, that's a very soft. That's a plush knock life right there. Yeah. We have a 6-inch sub isn't enough, but a 12-inch sub is too much.
Oh no!
Well, you'll have all that extra food. You're just too fat to eat now. You fat American.
That's why Wawa has 10-inch subs.
It's totally happened. That's why they pioneered the 10-inch sub technology. Yeah.
Yep, because it's just right.
Just
10
right.
inches is perfect.
Meanwhile, there's like a starving person in a shithole, just like, I'd eat the wrapper. It's got juices soaked on it. It's more nutrients I've had in a year.
It's called Center City, Philadelphia.
Oh, you're fucked up.
Well,
But
it's
you're
not untrue.
But it's true. That's the hard knock life.
Right.
I have to get out
They
of my
wish they had pizza rolls, you fucking greedy bitches.
I have to get out of my car and go inside the bank to withdraw more than $500.
Oh, gee. Who the fuck uses banks anymore?
My hint of lime chips have too much lime flavor.
It's not a hint. It's the whole goddamn solution.
How's
And who the fuck eats lime chips anyway? What a hippie. Go hug a tree.
who tweets about it?
Faggot. Oh, that's what Twitter's for. You guys.
Real hippies wouldn't tweet about shit. They'd just be happy. They'd just be high.
All right, sorry, hipster.
They'd be like, I'm high, and that's cool. And we're fine with
They probably
that.
tweet about interesting shit.
Their smartphone is still got a cord on it. All right?
It'd be like that. One of the funny Facebook things I saw semi recently, it was one of them stupid e-card type of deals, and it was like, Mom, have you seen? It's like, or like grandma or mom or somebody, one of those maternal figures. It's like, have you seen my LSD? She's like, no, but have you seen the dragon in the kitchen?
Yeah, I saw it. That was fucking
That
hilarious.
made me giggle.
Go on. Oh, this next one. I didn't get a plastic fork with my takeout.
Oh, no. Might have to use a metal one and wash a dish.
Yeah, one of your silver one. Your butler might have to bring you another one. Oh, Drake, you've got it rough.
I hate that. Yeah, it's tough.
When I speak to my phone to create text to send to another phone to be converted to synthetic speech, I sometimes consider just calling. Oh, it's so hard for you to talk
The
to your kit, Michael
Fine
Knight.
Brothers, guys on YouTube who are behind the adults and or teen, like adults, teens, elderly, kids react to whatever videos.
Yeah.
On some of the like kids react to videos, they actually said that kids today are saying that they're going to bring back the phone call. Yeah,
What?
Like it's a thing. Like so few people actually talk on a phone anymore that it's being talked about being brought back. It's kind of
And I can understand that because my texting technology gave out right after the you have to hit the A button, the one button, and it's ABC, and the two buttons D F.
Yeah.
I'm still there, so texting is a fucking nightmare for me. And I'm very bad with these tiny little buttons, and I have a very short temper with technology, as
Yes,
you have had to endure on many occasions.
Insanely short.
So I end up texting if it's anything more than yeah, hi, or okay. I'm just like, just fucking call me. Just call me. Just call me on this phone that I'm using to spend hours text. And I'm like, not necessarily I'm a grammar Nazi towards myself. So I want everything to be spelled and capitalized and punctuated. I'm like, oh, and then you get to that space one, and it takes forever, and you're like, do. Oh, fuck, I missed it. Well, I guess it'll be an exclamation point now. Oh, I guess it's a question. Fuck it, I don't care. I guess it's a backslash now. Fuck it, I don't give a shit.
Texting on those phones sucks.
And that is our first world problems.
Yeah, we got it real bad.
I know, it's so tough. America. I can't tell if my plastic pitchfork is a Trident or a pitchfork. Even though it says pitchfork right on the fucking tag,
is
still
kind of
attached.
labeled.
But, yeah. That brings us to our weird news. We'll power through some of this weird news here. We got a lot of material here, but I'm going to go through half of it. Save it for next time because we do have it's like a volume. It's so heavy. Sometimes it hurts my hurt wrist.
It's hard to talk about all this news that I got off my computer and printed out of my paper and walk to my exceedingly expensive studio setup to talk about
in my
to put on
garage
the
in my
YouTubes.
comfortable suburban neighborhood. But don't worry, I counterbalance it by digging out with a shovel my septic tank. So
My septic tank, which makes it safe for me to poop and pee in my house and not fuck up my own water supply. There are starving people with no water in other
who just eat their
countries.
poop. Their poop is so few calories in it that they just can't even eat their own poop.
Have you seen them skinnies? It's a great diet.
They have to eat other people's poop.
Racism.
Well, no, technically they could be white people starving. Like it could be South Americans starving. Could be Nordic people.
Could be,
starving.
but South America is not a real place.
What do you mean it's not a real place? For a second, I'm like, wait a minute. What, is that like Pluto? They just downgrade it from a continent?
There's a quick look of, wait, is that true on his face? Yeah, it's kind of great.
It's now Sub-America because they have all these monogram towels that says S-America, and they didn't want to throw them all out. Because they haven't lost where the butt parts are of those towels yet. So
they're still fresh.
It's just now Sub-America, And
Well, once they close down Cancun, they're going to have to.
Well, yeah, but then eventually they'll be like, there's too much sub. It's like a 12-inch sub. I can't finish it all.
I'll never get through this whole towel. Just get me another one slightly smaller.
Which, of course, takes us to
Use it for
our
my nuts.
weird news. Whether it's people eating peat on eggs in China or a woman who discovers her second vagina, straight from the internet, it's Weird News. Yes, sir, weird news, some of which is brought to you by way of Chuck Shepard's newsoftheweird.com, some from The Smoking Gun, HuffingtonPost.com, and the rest from random sorted APR news sources scattered throughout the interwebs. And our first story is called What a Loophole. After consulting with a lawyer...
Yeah, I'd loop that hole. So.
Looper Hole. It's the sequel to Looper.
The Gooper.
Have you gotten to those episodes yet?
Yes, yeah, I got to the episodes. I got to those episodes about 3 feet down in my hole, and it was very funny. My pooper hole.
Oh,
I was digging into my own pooper hole, and then when I cleaned it and dried it, I lost my place. So
Carl's going to come back in time and kill himself right into the hole.
No, I'll just save it like $20,000, Carl, because you're going to have to dig out your own septic tank later, and it'll suck. And then I'll disappear and go, does he know who he's talking to?
No, that's a movie with plot holes right there.
Yeah.
No, I'm not saying anything about time travel.
Dig your own plot holes.
But, yeah.
But then I would just later tell my future self. I travel forward in time to tell my future self, dude, we were even poorer in the past. Why are you telling past you? I was going to tell future you to save up $20,000 and then send it to past us because we're just fucking broke. We're broke the whole time. We're just more broke. The farther back you go in Carl's life, the more broke he becomes. It's just awful.
But you wouldn't have to tell your future self that because you'd be thinking it now, and your future self ought to remember.
So I could just skip my future self, go to my future self, and hope things worked out a lot better?
Yeah.
Hey, all that money you saved from digging out the septic tank. Nope, still fucking broke. Fuck. Fuck. Well,
Seemed like such a good idea.
oh, go into the future. Maybe some of our grandkids won't suck like we do. Oh, all right. I'll go in the future and ask the baby. I'm 80. Why do you keep calling me baby? Oh, hi, Dad. I really missed you. But I still can't loan you $20,000. I mean, I have it, but I need it for the septic tank. It's a new Apple septic tank. It's great.
It's the eye poop.
Yes, it's the eye poop. Oh, because just basically you poop. Everyone has their own smart septic tank phones that
He
plug
doesn't
into
know
their
how to
USB
use the
connections in
3
their ass.
seashells.
Yes, at the seashore. Which, you know what?
Did you see the thing about how to use them?
No. No, I haven't yet.
Real indignant. No.
No,
Wait.
but no, because I've always wondered that, and I've just become that stereotypical Carl again. I totally could have looked it up on the internet, and I didn't. I don't know how to use the 3 seashells.
Posted all over Facebook for a while. I thought you might have caught it. It's all right. We don't need to go into it here.
I know, because it's on the internet already, and I suck.
Yeah, 2 words. Google.
Wait a minute, that's 1 word. No, it's 2 words now. You'd know that if you used Google. Fuck! I'm just not going to talk until I've absorbed everything in the internet. I'll be back. Let me get into a time machine.
30 minutes later, he's full of porn and cats.
Yes. Oh, I'm all porny with cats. Help!
Shaved pussy is the best pussy.
Oh, no. What a loophole. After consulting with a lawyer, Evan Dobell, president of Massachusetts Westfield State University, accused of
Where is
billing...
that?
Massachusetts
Westfield, actually.
is Westfield State University, accused of billing the state for unauthorized travel expenses, is reportedly considering claiming
time travel expenses.
he's considering claiming that he actually self-reported the violations as soon as suspicions turned up. Dobell says he would thus be entitled to the protection of the state whistleblower statute, which shields inside informers when they expose wrongdoings.
That's actually fucking brilliant.
Yes. Dobell was placed on paid leave in October until they figure out
And he's getting paid to not go to work.
exactly for
This
reporting
man is
on
a
himself.
genius.
Yes. So you're like, he really is.
Good on you. That's why he's a head of a fucking
of a
university.
university,
He's a smart
exactly.
motherfucker.
Like, did you try to bring charges against me? I'm not a politician. I'm smart. So, yeah.
That's pretty
He
brilliant.
definitely got his master's in bullshit. That's
Yeah.
impressive. That's
He's BA and BS.
Thank you, Pete. Thank you. That was BRILLIANT.
Right. Even though master's is higher than a BA, but you know.
But whatever. No, it
that's
works.
what we called poli-sci majors.
Yeah. Well, if we went into a university, we'd know that. So,
Which I did, so I do.
also in incredible loopholes, in September, landlord Elwin Jean Miller, age 64, went on trial in Iowa City, Iowa. Wow.
Be fucked up if it was Iowa City, New Mexico.
That would be kind of strange. Iowa City, Japan.
In the Kanto region.
For spying on tenants. It's can do now because they're more positive. On tenants in the small.
So bad.
In the small, so bad it was funny again. In the small apartment building he owns, after apparently having constructed peepholes.
I'm gonna need a minute.
Oh, no, take some time with that. You know what? I like it when people need more time to laugh at my shitty jokes.
I'm only laughing because it's so bad.
I'm only laughing on the outside. Inside, I'm recoiling in horror at why I'm laughing on the outside.
Sleep, that's the thing I don't get.
So, was charged for spying on tenants in the small apartment building he owns after apparently having constructed peepholes, allowing him views into bathrooms and other areas at other people's areas, and having been spotted climbing from a crawl space after accessing one peephole. Nonetheless, as Miller's lawyer pointed out, the law applies only to peeping for, quote, sexual gratification. And there is no first-hand knowledge or observation that Miller was aroused at the time he was spotted. At press time, the judge was mulling over his decision. Iowa City
That's
Press.
questionable at best.
Yeah. It's just like, well, I know that he's probably legally right, but Jesus Christ, man.
He ought to tell on himself. He'd be much safer.
And he
that
totally
way.
would be covered. Well, you know, he's just a landlord. He's not like the head of a university.
Can't all be winners.
Pete's favorite section, the dumbass criminal
Oh
section.
yeah, these are always good.
In October, Jeffrey Laub, age 39, was sentenced on several traffic charges, including leading police on a 111-mile-per-hour Dukes of Hazzard-style chase through Logan Canyon near
snap.
Logan, Utah.
Did he jump over shit?
Well, I'm not sure. With the explanation only that he needed an emergency restroom stop because of something he ate.
Was he driving a Challenger?
That would have been cool. Judge Thomas Wilmore called the excuse one of the worst he had ever heard, since Laub had passed several public toilets during the chase.
Yeah.
Harold Logan.
Nice.
So the judge was like, "No, that's bullshit." I went down Logan's Run before. It's called Logan's Run, and
Apparently, he had the runs.
yeah, Logan's Runs. That would suck. You just run out of the car and just start shitting, and they're just like, "Stop resisting and shitting. That's gross. We can't even brutalize you now. Just stop shitting. I can't." Let's shoot him, but I don't want to get any on me. Let's push him into that dug up septic.
He definitely
tank over
needs
there.
a different towel for his butt and his face.
Just needs several towels. This next one's called Ouchie. Tucson, Arizona, a man apparently escaped a traffic stop in August, but not unscathed. After fleeing to a dead-end street, he climbed out the passenger window. Still not sure why he didn't just climb out the driver's window, but it gets
Must
more...
have been locked.
It gets more, it gets more mysterious. But his foot got caught, and his still-moving car's back tire ran over his sprawled torso. The motorcycle officer was not able to catch the injured man,
Because he
though,
was laughing too hard.
who staggered off in pieces into the nearby neighborhood. Arizona Daily. This next one, also in the dumbass criminals category. I got a couple of them for you, Pete.
Excellent.
The Bombs Bursting in Air is the name of this one. Lucas Burke, age 21, and Ethan Keeler, age 20, attempting to break into a safe at New Yard Landscaping in Hopkins, New Hampshire in October, possibly seeking drug money.
Attempted to use fireworks in a rather
Unwisely
dangerous
chose
way.
to use an acetylene torch. Included in the safe's contents, and actually packed solid, was a supply of consumer fireworks. And according to the police report, the resultant explosion, quote, blew their bodies apart, quote, union leader. So that was
Nice.
the beginning and the end of their very, successful safe cracking. Because it was cracked, literally cracked, and then a piece of it went,
And so were they.
like fuck the duck until it explodes. They from our Lost in Translation, one of the menu items was fuck the duck until it exploded, which we weren't sure if that was like the method of preparation or you got to do it at the table.
that would be an interesting hibachi experience.
Yeah.
No, you fuck duck. You fuck duck till explode.
I fucked up. Now we all fucking duck. Who was writing
How
this
this
shit?
happened?
It tingles. Do I know it's working? Is the next one. Among the many arrested recently for having solitary sex in public was Philip Main, age 74.
Is that like the long way of saying masturbation?
Yes. Ultimately convicted in UK's Bedford Magistrates Court of touching himself on a transit bus, although he claimed he was merely shampooing his troubled genital area and resented, quote, being treated like a hardened criminal, end quote. Yes, he said that.
Wow.
Exactly.
Well, if you're going to take advantage of a situation,
Yeah.
might as well get a good soundbite.
Exactly. This next one's called The Fresh Maker.
Das Freshmacher.
Stuart Clark, age 48 of Provo, Utah, had explaining to do after an incident in Delta Airlines in 2012. He said that he was rubbing his exposed penis only because it burned from accidental contamination with peppermint oil, which so distressed him that upon landing, he left behind a checked bag. This is interesting. The FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force...
That seems like awfully big guns, but all right.
Yeah. How big was this Liam Neeson? How big was his cock? Found that out is currently investigating. Found out the typo there. Found out that there is more to the peppermint oil story than embarrassment avoidance.
Oh ho.
What was he?
Clearly, he's not too avoided about being embarrassed of whipping his junk out. In the
Yeah,
middle
he's
of
like the
terminal.
worst terrorist ever. like that dude. You will not get your 70 virgins because like that's a no in Islam. Unless maybe they let that slide. I guess killing people for Islam is fine, but don't jerk off while you do it. Not fine. Also, don't do anything gay.
Just so excited about the virgins.
I just got a head start. I wanted to warm it up.
I don't know.
I thought it was, some of that Viagra, but instead it was peppermint oil. I got beat big time. Damn you, Obamacare! But, Pete's starting a fire. He knocked over his personal Pete's feet heater. Now he's trying to use his feet rather than his hands. Just like, let's just make sure the carpet catches fire. Then we'll all be warm.
Trying to help you all out.
Yes. This just in. Local podcast burns to the ground.
Dumbass criminals.
And they brought in the FBI terrorist task force just to be sure.
Apparently, there was more to this heater story than
We
meets
smell
the eye.
peppermint oil.
It burns.
This next
It
one's
burns.
called The Best Homework Ever. Riverview, Florida school teacher Ethel Anderson, age 31, and I saw the picture. She is a MILF. Was convicted in September of having sex with a 12-year-old boy she was tutoring, despite her attempt to explain away the key evidence, hundreds of sexual text messages. as mere rewards to get his attention and encourage progress in math from the Tampa Bay Times.
It would work for me.
I was about to say, dude, where were these fucking teachers? And everyone asked, it's a gas with horror. This is terrible. This is horrible. And then it's like, wait, did she try to marry him? No, then it's totally cool. It's just, she's hot. She's scalding hot.
Yeah, it's not some weird Florida thing.
Yeah, I guarantee you every 12-year-old boy in that school who isn't gay was jerking off feverishly, wishing she would molest them.
Yeah, right?
So, I mean, are you trying to sue the school system here?
Yeah, little Timmy's got to be the envy of his class. God damn.
I would be the only dad if I had a son who that happened who just went in. I'd be like, make sure I had a big press conference. I would high five the teacher. I'm like, way to go.
Thanks for taking care of my boy.
Can you tutor me in math? Ouch! My wife hits me with something. I just really into math. I don't know. It's not my fault. You can learn online like everyone else. Oh, can't you teach me math? Not after you high five the teacher. I'm a teacher. I know, honey. Can we play a 12-year-old boy and you'll be the? No, I'm not a freak. Oh man, back to jerking off on the plane with the peppermint oil again. It tingles, so I think it's working. Best male lingerie ever is our final story here. In September, an appeals tribunal reinstated Gwent Wales officer Sean Jenkins, age 36.
Goodness. I was wondering when they were going to get around to that.
Who was fired in 2010 for having sex with a woman while on duty.
All right.
As long as she wasn't forced.
Yeah, I'm about to say, as long as it's consensual, that's not
It's
so
not like,
bad.
while another...
Was she 12? No.
During a bank holdup. It's like, there's no extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
While the Prince of Wales was being kidnapped, I was getting my jollies. She had me by the short and curlies.
Yeah. This is car 69. How may I be of service?
Oh, never mind. Already am. The do not disturb sign on the fucking thing.
If the cruisers are rocking.
Don't come, I
thieving
guess,
or
or something.
something.
The head of a police court concluded that Jenkins was on an authorized... It's Randy's turn to laugh at unfunny jokes. Ha ha! The head of a police court concluded that Jenkins was on an authorized break at the time. No more improper than stopping for a spot of tea. Investigators
That's
originally...
what we're calling it nowadays.
Yes.
What'd you do on break? I had a spot of tea. If you know what I
did you,
mean.
lucky
Hey,
wink.
say no more. Say no more.
Oh, yes, sir. Investigators originally found it appalling that Jenkins was out of uniform during the escapade.
Well, he's not going to fuck in uniform. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm not a freak. I'm not a hardened criminal. Just a hardened police officer. But he
At least
pointed
I was
out
hardened, and now not so much.
that he pointed out that his gun belt remained on his person at all times,
That is safe sex right there.
albeit around his ankles.
Oh, man.
Deciding
I'm
factor.
picturing this.
All shouting out in Wales, which would be like, oh, L'chaim. Wait a minute. It became Jewish. It's not Wales, Jerusalem, Carl. From the BBC News.
Geography.
Yes, brought to you by Carl Henry. Yeah, Jerusalem, Wales, whatever.
It's real close by.
Yeah,
On a universal scale.
in accent world, they're very close.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Why not?
yeah,
Sounds legit.
we learned lots of stuff. Pete, we're glad to have you back
It's good to be back.
because it wasn't until we got to the outro and I looked to the part where Pete does his Facebook spiel that I realized I had no idea what the Facebook spiel really was.
Oh.
Like, I don't know.
That makes two of us.
Leave
on
funny
it,
stuff. Tell your grandmom something about Facebook. Poker in your urethra. I don't know. And things and internets and bits and computers and firewalls. It wasn't that bad. But I was like, oh, wait. Everyone knows where Facebook is. So
Poking your grandma in the urethra. All
Hey,
right.
I'm just remembering things off the top of my head I heard you say before.
Yep. Urethra Franklin. That was all me.
Urethra. Ah. Oh,
I couldn't tie that into anything, so I just said it.
That was the cousin of Benjamin Franklin who discovered electricity by tying their key to a flashlight and then hooking it to a kite.
See,
No, fuck you, that was funny. No, fuck you. Fuck you, that was funny. Damn it. Look, I'm going to put this before a board of scientists, and they're going to say, no, that was technically funny. We don't know why Pete didn't laugh.
well, because I was thinking that Urethra Franklin was Aretha Franklin's twin sister that nobody ever heard about because she couldn't get a job in show business.
Because her name was Urethra
Yeah.
Franklin? Well.
I'm still liking Carl's.
That's why I said I couldn't tie it into anything. I just said it. I just like how somehow Urethra Franklin was flying a fleshlight with a key attached to it.
Yes. To discover electricity. Thankfully, I didn't say invent because I wanted to keep it within the realm of plausibility.
Yeah.
Because unlike every other high school student, I know that Benjamin Franklin didn't invent electricity.
No, that was kind of a thing.
Oh? Yeah, high school students think that he invented electricity. They're a lot
High
like
school students think a lot of things.
yeah, they're a lot like Bobby Boucher's mom in The Water Boy. Benjamin Franklin didn't invent electricity. Your mama invented electricity. Benjamin Franklin's the devil. Yeah, they're like that level of dumb anymore.
I like foosball and electricity.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, that was one of those funny moments that made that movie fucking funny to me. Because he put some thought into it.
Before he was extra super sold out.
Whatever he does now, just gets money from Hollywood and then gives it to his Saturday Night Live alumni that worked with him in films previously.
Yep, Grown Ups Part D.
Whatever, and whatever that one was where he was also his sister.
Jack and Jill.
That was so
Didn't even bother.
shockingly terrible. Like I saw a review of it and they had just, like scenes from it. I'm like, is this real or are they just spoofing this? I'm like, no, that's dialogue. Look, their lips are moving right along with it. I'm like, this is awful. Oh my God. So
So yeah.
yeah, that's a thing.
End your show with Adam Sandler. Just saying.
Yeah, and not even funny Adam Sandler. We brought it down to the shitty Adam
Yeah.
Sandler. Now that's how you end a podcast. Which brings us to you've been listening to That's Life, a Baby Boy production, episode number 78. Yes, sir. We're Siete Ocho in Randy's mind. And thank you so much for listening. You can listen to many of the season 2 episodes also. Randy,
For free.
he got it right at our YouTube channel, youtube.com/That's Life Podcast. To listen to or download any of the episodes. Also, Randy,
For free.
yes!
Hey, he's getting good, ladies and gentlemen.
No, we put a
Got it. I
buzzer
got
and
cue
everything.
cards.
Check us out at that'slifepodcast.com. That's that'slifepodcast.com. Be sure to subscribe, and Pete,
Subscribe.
for instant notification by email
For free.
whenever new episodes, also for free, are posted. We also have a Facebook page. Pete, tell them about the Facebook page.
Well, now that I'm back and telling you about the Facebook page, I feel like I ought to have had something prepared, but I don't. So go put the Facebook page in your grandmother's urethra because you know she's going to like it too.
I told you.
Where can you do that, pray tell? Oh, it's facebook.com/that'slifepodcast. That's right. We've got many new friends, new faces, so come on down and hang out with everybody, and we can all laugh at Carl's not funny jokes together. It'll be amazing. It'll be even better than putting something in your grandmother's urethra. I guarantee it.
So if you've enjoyed what you've just heard, be sure to tell a friend, neighbor, or coworker and help us to spread the laughter as far as we can.
Your grandmother's urethra. Just roll with that.
Yes.
So from all of us here at That's Life Podcast, this has been Pete.
The Amazing Rando.
And Carl bidding you an adieu, and a grandmother's urethra adieu.
But really, kids, don't do that. She'll get a urinary tract infection. Oh, Ron Perlman for no good reason. Okay.